Welcome back. Time for Stats with Lowe's. Run differential, the Rays lead the way. And not a big surprise, they have the best winning percentage in baseball. As Curtis Granderson takes ball one. Doug Glanville is with us tonight. Do you look at run differential a lot throughout the season?
Yeah, I definitely pay attention. I think it has good predictive value.
Popped up. Bryant tracking into foul territory over near you, Doug.
Hey, Chris. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I think early in the season, you know, maybe 6 weeks in or so, like we are right now, you see a few teams that might be outplaying their run differential and some teams underperforming that. But over the course of a full season, it generally is in the area, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think you get a sense of, you know, how many runs you're scoring versus what you're giving up, and it gives you a framework to look at the context of your wins. You know, if you're getting outscored every night and you're 15 games over 500, it brings into question your ability to sustain it as a team. So the Cubs being #1 in the National League in terms of how much they outscore their opponents in an aggregate, that is, you know, it's a positive sign for where they are, certainly on both sides of the ball, stopping runs and scoring runs.
I think the other thing to note in the stat packs we get every day, they have one of the categories is one-run decisions. And here's this one, JD. Ready? The 2016 Chicago Cubs went 103-58. You know what their one-run game record was?
I do not.
22-23. So the team that won the World Series, Doug, won 103 games, one of the best teams in the history of the franchise, was a game under in one-run decisions. In blowout games, that's games decided by 5 or more runs, the Cubs were 42-13. So what the Cubs in 2016 tells you is that good teams blow people out a lot, and the run differential will reflect that. 2-2 is hit in the air. It's deep, and it is off the basket. It just stayed in. Granderson on his way to third, and he has the Marlins' first triple of 2019. He is the active leader in triples with 95, and he thinks he might have hit a home run. I don't know if you got a good look at it down there, Doug, but it looked like it hit the basket. Did it hit the bottom of the basket?
Yeah, I thought it hit the bottom, but let's see. Right off the iron there. Have to see another angle.
Yeah, they're not going to give him a triple. It's going to be rolled a double and an E9.
Boy, you're right. It hit that yellow line in the post. So double and an error. I'm not. Boy.
There goes the triple.
I'm not sure there was a lot of a bobble, and I don't think Curtis was going to stop. But at any rate, runner at third with nobody out. And a strike on Prado.
You know, I think you mentioned with these one-run games, you know, you recognize even between the best and worst teams over the course of the season, there's a lot of these tight games, and the swing moments that happen can turn a close game into a blowout by just a 4-run inning.
And wouldn't you also think, in some cases, that a bad team will get blown out a lot, but when they win, they might not win by a lot. Therefore, they may actually have a decent one-run record. Marlins have the worst team in baseball. They won 6-5 last night.
Yeah, there's this narrative that teams that win one-run games have character and figure out a way to win, and a lot of other arguments that are posited that I think are codswallop. But that right off the tape, right off the line there.
It was so close. Low, and it's 2-2. Now, there are some teams, I think of the Orioles a few years ago, that had an incredible one-run record. They had a really good bullpen. So I do think there are some factors that can apply.
Yeah, I think it's just not a repeatable skill, you know, from one year to the next or from one extended period to the next.
Fly ball to center, not that deep, but Granderson ready to tag, and he's going to hold tight. Good throw back in by Almora. So Freddie Gonzalez and Curtis Granderson decided not to chance it with nobody out. Doug, I'm thinking with one out, he would have gone.
Yeah, I think so. And that was a good decision there. He recognized Almora was shallow. He got behind the ball. He positions himself well, and he came through it and made a nice throw. But sometimes you have to watch the positioning of the outfielder. How he's going to catch the ball makes a difference. If he's back-footed, wrong-footed, he's drifting, all of a sudden that puts you in a more aggressive stance as a base runner. So probably, certainly the right decision for Granderson, and excellent job by Almora Jr.
Infield in. Brian Anderson, the batter. High on a cutter.
Yeah, and when you watch Almora, just the ability to get behind the ball. You see he steps in, so he's catching, he's already coming forward. A quick stutter step and gets behind it, make sure he's accurate, didn't try to overthrow it, gets it over the mound. I mean, that's exactly how you want to do it.
Popped up on the infield. Anderson slams his bat to the dirt. Caught by Bodie, 2 down. A huge out for Lester.
And now Gonzalez and Granderson reconvene at third base. Hey, maybe we should have taken a shot, huh? What do you think?
You made a good point, Doug, about the center field throw to the plate. You've got to make sure you don't hit the mound.
That mound will get you, I'll tell you. It's like the Loch Ness Monster out there sometimes. So many times you're like, oh, I got him, and then just you see the ball just ricochet straight up, and you just shake your head. So that's the case a lot of times. The cutoff man has to pick you up and get the read, be in the right position if it's a deep type throw. But when you're by yourself like Almora, he has to make sure he gets it over the mound, and he did a great job doing that.
And Faro fouls. Marlins just an inch away from taking the lead. And right now, Lester is an out away from keeping this game tied. Tiny little margins in a tight game like this. Infield back with 2 gone. And way in.
Oh, wow.
They sawed him off. And Rizzo made the play. Boy, that could have been bad. But he found a way to pick up the ball and step on the bag to get Alfaro.
Oh, man.
John with a
That was
little
a thing
smirk.
of beauty here.
It's like, should I tag him? Wow. Traffic.
Good thing he stretched before the game. Still tied at 2.
Dunkin' Cosmic Colada in space is still called cosmic?
Or is it just a regular colada?
What? Space out with a $2 small Coolada. America runs on Dunkin'.
Relax, it's just a bug.
That's not a bug! That's not a bug!
Hit and drone. Seen it, covered it. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Summer's here, and with a great deal on a new Toyota, you can do all the things that make the season so much fun. Like go biking, Mother's Day, glamping, graduations, music festivals, motocross, zip lining!
Right now, get $2,000 customer cash on a sporty new 2019 Corolla. Hurry in today or visit buyatoyota.com for more great deals.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
Hi, I'm David Kaplan with a Cubs studio update. If you missed Kyle Hendricks' 81-pitch gem, we've got you covered with an extended recap of the Professor's complete game shutout, plus John Lester's post-game press conference, only on Cubs Postgame Live. Doug Glanville, David DeJesus, and I will be with you. Now back to Len and JD.
Hey, welcome back, and thank you, Cap. Wednesday, May 22nd is University of Illinois night at Wrigley Field. Fans who purchase tickets through the Cubs special ticket offers page will receive the special edition Cubs cap in U of I's school colors. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com/special ticket offers. I'll have to get a couple extra up here in the booth.
We remain tied. And ball one to Kyle Schwarber. Nice escape by John Lester. Hammered foul into the upper deck. By the way, that sound you hear when we do talk to Doug and Kelly, there are heaters in the dugout, and that's what you are hearing. We do not have cicadas in the booth or anything like that.
Lynn, I appreciate the clarification of just the dugout, not the camera well. Doug and I do not have heaters.
Good point. Yes, the dugout heaters, they're loud, they're very powerful, and they're there to keep the players warm. Thanks, Kelly. 2-2. Here's the pitch. It's bounced to first. It's foul. Starting tonight, Lester and Smith were 1-2 in the majors in ERA by left-handers with at least 25 innings. Lester 173, Smith 2.00.
Ironically, those were my grade point averages my last 2 semesters of college.
Three and 2. 0.00.
What do you have to say for yourself?
0.0.
Yes. Ball 4. Nice job by Schwarber. Now a word from Jim Beam.
While America celebrated the fall of Prohibition, Jim Beam didn't raise a single glass. He wanted his first drink to be of his own bourbon. He didn't have much money, but he did have a few friends, people who were raised the right way. Over 120 days, they rebuilt the distillery. And while their names might not be on our bottle, it's because of them we can raise this bourbon today. Jim Beam, raised right.
Birdie is in on the grass with Lester at the plate. And John not showing bunt, takes high for a ball.
To Schwarber, the second one issued by Smith here tonight. His whip, walks plus hits per innings pitched, 0.83. That was second best in the league coming into this start, and behind the rookie phenom Chris Paddock of the San Diego Padres.
So the Marlins could have Smith. They do have Smith. They could have Paddock. They could have Luis Castillo. They could have Domingo Germán in their rotation. All three of those guys
all passed
pitching.
through the Marlins at one point.
Really well for other teams. There's the bunt. Throw to second. Close, but they got him.
Yeah, not a horrible bunt. I think it was kind of in the air for a little while, and that probably caused Schwarber to hesitate a little bit. If he reads down right away, I think he's going to beat this play at second base. But I think there's maybe a little hesitation on his part. We'll see if we can see it here. Not an aggressive enough secondary lead with the lefty on the mound. It wasn't a horrible bunt.
Mora hit a home run his last time up. A single into right this time. Lester advances one.
He likes to attack early. Swings at the first pitch quite often. Opportunity to change the narrative of this game right here. 2-2 with a couple aboard for Chris Bryant. Already tripled and scored tonight. Long home run last night.
17-game on base streak for Chris.
Getting his third look tonight at Smith.
Fly ball. Wynn's going to grab it a little bit, but Galloway sticks with it. Time for a Rocket Mortgage. Do more to win. 200 career homers. His first was as a Padre, the rest as a Cub. And he has sole possession of 9th on the Cubs franchise list. Gave him the corner on the slider. This is a little tricky here for this reason. John Lester went to the injured list with a hamstring injury suffered running the bases in the Cubs home opener. You would like to think he would score on a base hit to the outfield. You certainly don't want him to overexert himself. His main job is to get outs.
Yeah,
1-2.
Cold night. I would think probably going to be station to station here.
Smith over to cover, but it'll be taken unassisted by Prado. Those who just watched the White Sox beat the Indians, it's 2-2 here at Wrigley Field as we've completed 5.
The warm front is taking hold, and the signs of Feldco season are all around us, like 2-for-1 windows at Feldco. It's time to embrace the great outdoors and great deals. So let's celebrate the season and get the home in shape. Let's swing for the bleachers and cheer for the home team. It's Feldco season. Go get it.
2-for-1 windows and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Humera patients, you inspire us. The way you triumph over adversity and live your lives. That's why we redesigned Humera. We wanted to make the experience better for you. Now there's less pain immediately following injection. We've reduced the size of the needle and removed the citrate buffers. And it has the same effectiveness you know and trust. Humira Citrate Free is here. A little change can make a big difference.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections. Serious and sometimes fatal infections, including tuberculosis and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Ask your doctor about Humira Citrate Free. Here's to you.
Do you know someone whose Cubs fandom runs deep? Knows their team inside and out? Do they make the Cubs a family affair? Go to NBCSportsChicago.com/CubsAF to enter to be the next Cubs authentic fan of the game.
Youngest guy to make a Cubs big league debut since Oscar Gamble in August of 1969. Now the 2-2.
Curveball hit in the air, deep right field. Back goes Bruce. Back to the wall. That ball is gone.
All right. Oh, my gosh. How about that?
3-2 to Castro. Left center. He's going to knock in at least 2 more. A 3-run triple. What a night for the kid.
Great to hear the late Ron Santo on that home run call. And a major league record 6 RBIs in a big league debut. For Starlin Castro 9 years ago tonight. And he fouls here in the 6th. Well, you see the body language. You'd never know he is 0 for his last 29. Just got knocked down on a cutter. 1-1. Changeup.
Good work there. Moved the feet, the cutter in, and then perfectly executed changeup. That backdoor cutter.
Six hits for the Fish, 4 for the Cubs. 1 home run in the game. Albert Almora in the 3rd. Another foul, this time on a curve. Mentioned the Rays earlier. They've got a 5-1 lead late over the Diamondbacks. 8th inning at the Trop.
So Castro would be a good candidate for a little change in his approach. You know, so many guys have adopted this launch angle. He's strong enough, I think, to get on top of the plate and try to pull the ball in the air. I'd sacrifice some batting average, but I think the power numbers would go up.
Baez is going to throw late. A little casual there. Starlin is trying to snap an 0-for, and he does at 0 for 29.
Boy, looked pretty routine off the bat. And Javi laid back, and Castro able to beat it.
That brings up Rojas with a man on and nobody out. Of the glove of Contreras. We talk often about Baez and some of his awkward swings. He actually benefits in terms of getting out of the box a little faster, and you see Starlin had to reach for that, which gave him a little bit of a head start. And I think he started to smell infield hit. Oh, and 2. Sinker baller Brandon Kinsler is up in the Cubs bullpen. Off to a real good start. Chance for 2. They will get only 1. Cubs had been in a real good defensive stretch, but a couple of tough nights here lately.
Yeah, not just the errors, but just plays not being made. This is a really routine double play ball. Had a lot of pace on it, so if David gets it cleanly, they're going to turn the 4-6-3. You know, the cold weather too. You know, infield play, just in general, the game doesn't flow as well when it's really cold as it does in the summertime.
By Birdie.
There's a Bowling Green Falcon, set school records there.
Hunter takes off. Now he's going to try to get back to first. He's going to be out. No, he got in. Somehow Rojas got back to first safely.
Like a cockroach in the kitchen when you turn on the lights. He went scrambling for the corner and made it back. Or did he?
The laces don't count. Nope, he was safe. They changed that rule a couple years ago. You've got to get them with the gloves. So if you see the laces hit the pant leg, that is not contact officially.
Yeah, and they're going to take a look, and it's worth it to take a shot here, I think.
Yeah, why not?
Earlier in the ball game, you may hang on to this challenge, but at this point, probably worth it. So far, the 2 looks we've had, it looks safe-ish. Remember, they have to have conclusive proof to overturn. It's interesting that this is a play that back in the day before replay probably wouldn't have been argued, right? This is a bang play. Well, I shouldn't say that, just depending on the mood of the manager. Could very well ended up in a screaming match. Playing it in a way frees up the umpires, because even if he gets it wrong, they feel like ultimately they'll get it right.
Two strikes to Birdie. Toward the hole and into left. 2 on for Galloway, the center fielder. Smith threw 5 innings, has thrown 86 pitches. His spot now is on deck. And he is standing with a bat in the on-deck circle. It does not appear Don Mattingly would pull him for a pinch hitter, but we'll see. Way wide.
If he feels like he can get 2 more innings out of him, he'll probably let him hit. If the pitch count were to be an issue and he felt like he could only get 1 more out of him, he probably should hit for him. He definitely would if they were trailing. Depending on what happens here with Galloway. He's a fourth. Isaac Galloway the fourth. His father and grandfather both played professional ball.
Smoked foul. 1-2. Pause before 2-2. He struck him out. 2 down. And it will be the pitcher Smith. 6 strikeouts against no walks for John. And with the pitch count where it is, this is likely his final inning. Trying to keep this game tied. Ground ball right back to John, and he'll flip to Rizzo. They strand a couple. And we head to the bottom of the 6th, still tied at 2.
Lowe's knows you're a DIYer who does spring right, who treats yourself by treating your yard. We do it right too, with the right plants for your region, so you stay a step ahead of spring all season long.
Now save $100 on this Garden Treasures patio set.
Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's.
Your eyes don't deceive you. This taco is filled with crunchy, melty nachos for just $1. The new $1 loaded nacho taco from Taco Bell's Cravings Value Menu. Value beyond belief.
Friday, before the Cubs take on the Brewers, join David Kaplan and David DeJesus for a special edition of Fields Auto Cubs pregame live on location from Lucky Strike Social, presented by Miller Lite. Coverage begins at 12:30 on NBC Sports Chicago.
What if numbers tell only half the story? At T. Rowe Price, hundreds of our experts go beyond the numbers to examine investment opportunities firsthand. Like a biotech firm that engineers a patient's own cells to fight cancer. This is strategic investing. Because your investments deserve the full story. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
Coach, it's kind of hard to see the ball.
I've been there. I had a TV service with hardly any sports in 4K. Couldn't see any of the quality details. I switched to DirecTV. Now I get the most live sports in 4K.
So how does that help me?
You know what? It really doesn't. I don't know why I told you that. Go get him, Floyd.
Live sports that aren't in 4K are just kinda TV. Don't just kinda TV, DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
can follow our Cubs insiders on NBCSportsChicago.com. Presented by Nationwide agent Jeff Vukovich. Enjoy getting to know Vuk as much as you do the jingle. Nationwide is on your side. Cubs bat here in the bottom of the 6th. Doug Glanville joining us tonight. Cubs have Baez, Contreras, and Bodie due here against tough left-hander Caleb Smith. How does the wind feel down on the field there, Doug? It's blowing in tonight from center field.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little swirly and very difficult conditions on the defensive side, as you mentioned, just reading fly balls, making adjustments, and just the grip. That's what's so impressive about Lester's performance. Not easy to get a good grip on the balls, slick conditions in that regard, but the wind can certainly play a factor here in getting an extra run across the board by accident.
Bobby with a sacrifice fly in the first. Struck out looking in the third. JD, what has Smith done best tonight?
Well,
through five?
Through the second time through the order, I think he was really feeling it, and it's that combination of fastball up, change up, down. I think it's really been the key. He's changed the eye level. A quick arm stroke. There may be some deception there too. The hitters have a hard time picking the ball up.
That's not Nick. Nick is the guy he handed the ball to, who got all the ovations last night. 1-1.
I think it's hard to pick up on television, and from up here as we watch on a monitor, you can see good sinks, you can see movement on a two-seamer. Sometimes you have a hard time recognizing the life on a four-seam fastball. And at 92, but Javi behind it. We talked about his spin rate earlier. He gets a lot of spin on his four-seam fastball, so the ball stays on plane. The old adage about a rising fastball. It doesn't rise, but it doesn't go down. Like a guy with lesser spin rate would have. The backspin keeps it on the same plane.
And I think part of that is expectation. There's a sort of a bell curve. There's a general big population of pitchers that have a spin rate in a certain range, and you come to expect that. And then you see a guy on the fringes of that, and all of a sudden you can't square them up. And so his ball doesn't quite drop as much, and you end up being just what Javi just did right there. A little bit late, a little bit under the ball, and under the time it perfectly.
Line shot to right, and off the glove of Anderson. Bias towards second. Oh, what a throw and tag on a bang-bang play. How did they get him? And the Cubs don't have that challenge.
They do not.
So he is out.
And it's certainly worth the go here after the ball eludes Anderson, but he was quick to his feet and got off a strong throw. One peek to find Javi. You don't really need to look because you know he's going to go for it.
Well, that was a Baez-like tag,
yeah, he got stuck too. He got stuck in the dirt with that slide. I'm not sure, the ball's behind him, so he doesn't know exactly what's taking place. Normally, when he can see a play start to develop, he knows what to do to avoid the tag. But on that particular play, he didn't.
Well, we've got an outfielder who can speak to a play like that. You make what you think is going to be a sliding, quote, diving catch. It goes off your glove, but you can't give up on the play.
No, absolutely, and especially as you mentioned with Baez running, you have to just turn and throw. You know he's going. But that's a case where his evasive slide tactics worked against him because he didn't actually go straight into the base. He ended up already going into this defensive mode of sliding, and so he ended up on his side, created a lot of friction on a wet ground, and it slowed him down a lot going into the base. So, sometimes you're anticipating the moves you have to make from the read, and the best course would have been going straight in.
2-1 on Contreras. What a big play in this game. It would have been second base, nobody out. With one of the Cubs' best hitters at the plate. And instead, one out, nobody on. Smith on a 2-1, and it's hit foul out of play.
Both Baez and Contreras have really added the dimension to their game of driving the ball to the opposite field with power. It's just been now a regular thing we've come to expect, but it's something they've actually worked on and added to their game.
Count is full with Bodie on deck.
Well, and it's, you know, so important now with so many pitchers. You know, we talked about Smith elevating the fastball. That's become kind of a thing in the modern game. Guys throwing four-seam fastballs up in the zone. So, you know, to try to get on top of that ball and pull it is awfully hard.
There you go right there, JD. You got a lot of strikeouts on pitches like that in your career.
Yeah, that's what I threw. I threw high fastballs.
Yeah, where were these guys when I was playing? Yeah. That was my Thanksgiving dinner up in the zone there. But as you can see, just below the ball, and it goes, as you mentioned, with that spin rate, it doesn't fall quite as much as you expect, and you just end up under it, and especially when he elevates the ball.
Bodie bounces to third. Birdie backing up, and he will throw him out. More with Doug Glanville on Postgame Live. Great to get his contributions. As always, 2-2 as we go to the seventh.
TripAdvisor named us the best airline in North America because we do everything differently on purpose. For one purpose, you. You're the reason we fly to 100 destinations and why we don't charge you fees to change your flight or check 2 bags. You. Over 134 million of you chose to fly Southwest last year. That's what matters most to us.
I can't tell you who I am or what I witnessed, but I can tell you Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, so I only pay for what I need. No.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Chicago is my kind of town because of its people, culture, and restaurants. Chicago is also my kind of town because there's no better place to shop for wine than Binny's Beverage Depot. And I've been everywhere. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
I was driving home through torrential rain when my car was swept into a flash flood.
Why Carrie chose Verizon.
I scrambled up this really big tree, and I knew my wife wouldn't know what was going to happen to me. So I video chat her, and I said, yeah, I'm up in a tree. After about 5 hours, a lot of phone calls with emergency services, they sent a helicopter, picked me up to safety. This network, that giant tree, saved my life.
The network more people rely on gives you more. Like unlimited with Apple Music always included. And one of our best phones when you buy another. That's Verizon.
After every Cubs game on NBC Sports Chicago, watch Cubs Postgame Live, sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Join David Kaplan and David DeJesus for highlights, player interviews, live reaction from Joe Madden, and more. Cubs Postgame Live on NBC Sports Chicago.
Clark's Crew, presented by Tropicana, is the official kids club of the Chicago Cubs. Team up with Clark as a member of his crew and receive kid-specific perks, events, experiences, and merchandise. Clark's Crew members even receive priority access to Kids Sunday Run the Bases. Visit Cubs.com/kids to sign up your young Cubs so they can be part of the fun all season long.
Brandon Kinsler out of the Cubs bullpen.
He has done fine work. This is appearance number 16, a 2.30 ERA, 15 2/3, 15 punch-outs, just 2 walks and 9 hits allowed.
Granderson fouls to the net. Last time up, Curtis Granderson nearly hit a home run. Our Fellows Exmo replay. You might get one of these every 2 or 3 years. You've got the post and that yellow rope at the end of the basket, and it hit that post and stayed in. It's almost impossible to do. I've probably seen 4, maybe 5 in 15 years in this ballpark. The general rule of thumb when it gets near the basket, if the ball bounces up, it's a home run. If it bounces down, it's in the park. That one kind of was in between.
Yeah, and he ends up standing at third base with nobody out, and that's a big moment in this game as John Lester was able to retire the side and strand him at third. That's a probability of that run scoring probably close to 90%. But it's been awfully tough to score against John Lester. 3 starts since coming off the injured list, 18 innings, 13 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 19 strikeouts.
Yeah, 2 unearned runs tonight. He has been brilliant. The other thing about that Granderson blast, at first I called it a triple. It was a double and an error. The Marlins still have not hit a triple this year. Count pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Friday before the Cubs take on the Brewers, join David Kaplan and David DeJesus for a special edition of Fields Auto Cubs pregame live on location from Lucky Strike Social, presented by Miller Lite. Coverage begins at 12:30 on NBC Sports Chicago. DK and DD will spill the tea.
Prado takes a sinker right in there. It's 0-1.
Lester lowers his ERA with the effort here tonight to 1.41. He'll still be just a little bit shy of the innings requirement to be listed among the league leaders.
Ground ball to the shortstop Baez. He'll throw him out.
It's been a very nice redemption story for Brandon Kinsler. Cubs got him last summer in a deal with the Nationals. He really struggled once he put on a Cub uniform. And if he'd gone to spring training and really struggled, he might not be on this ball club. But he pitched well, and he's pitched very well so far this year. There's a lot of credit to Tommy Hotovy. They've done some work breaking down video, changing the arm angle just a little bit.
One and two. Get him to bite. Cubs had their 7-game win streak snapped last night. Swing and a miss. Nice work by Kinsler. The 7th inning stretch is brought to you by St. Xavier University.
Direct your attention to the outfield video boards.
All right. Let me hear you. Good and loud. On 1, on 2, on 3. Take chant for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out of the old ball game. Hey!
The 7th inning stretch is presented by St. Xavier University, where success meets purpose.
Calling all doers, the ones who roll up their sleeves and get things done. Where others see obstacles, you draw inspiration. When others settle for the status quo, you advocate for change.
Hello, friends, it's Colleen, and welcome to St. Xavier.
If purpose and passion drive you, join us. Together, we'll forge the path to a brighter tomorrow.
There's no better feeling than a summer day playing baseball in Chicago. I love the life that I have, but it's important to separate the baseball player and the normal person. My drive in an X7 from the stadium to my home gives me that escape. This car is so smooth. How advanced and luxurious everything is. It's just a relaxing drive home. Chance to be reminded of the city I live in, the people I represent. I'm Anthony Rizzo. This is my ride home in the first ever BMW X7.
As you enjoy cold Miller Lite, look forward to the hold true moment later in tonight's game. Ice cold Miller Lite on a night like this.
Put some gloves on.
We are tied here in the 7th inning. It's 2-2. Caleb Smith deals a strike on Jason Hayward. Cubs trying to even the series. They'll play 4 in all.
Forcing 1 out of 14 now on the homestand. The graphic up earlier when we were chatting with Doug about the contributions the Cubs have gotten from the guys down near the bottom of the order. He's been a big part of it, the biggest part of it, as a matter of fact. OPS in the 7 hole up over 1,000.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. He's got 10 tonight.
This Friday, the Cubs welcome seniors and their families to Wrigley Field for Senior Day presented by Humana, which includes an interactive experience from Humana in Gallagher Way. For more information, contact the group sales office.
Smith has tied his career best. He struck out 10 Brewers on April 22nd of last year. Finds the outside corner on a slider to Schwarber. Well, the Marlins, as we mentioned earlier, let a few young pitchers get away, but they found a real good one in Caleb Smith.
Well, every team has to be represented at the All-Star game. If you were a betting man, you'd probably lay your money on Caleb Smith right now to being the Marlins representative. A long time to go between now and then, but he has been their best performer by far. Schwartz just flashed a little 2-strike bunt there.
Yeah.
Gives you some idea how tough this left-hander is. Still there for him if he can get it down.
And he's out. You love that play, and I like it tonight too.
You look, just look at the numbers. What guys hit with 2 strikes, and you put a left-handed hitter up there against a lefty who's having a big night. The problem was he bunted it. He should have taken it, obviously, and he tried to. He was just late pulling the bat back, but I don't mind the idea at all. It just looks bad when you foul off a 2-strike bunt attempt.
So a new career high 11 strikeouts for Caleb Smith, and it's Mark Zagunis batting for Kinsler. Contemplated the merits of a two-strike bunt before I started working with you, and your point was, number one, if you have a tough matchup like that, your chances of getting a hit with 2 strikes are low, and the other point is nobody expects a two-strike bunt, and then even on top of that, with the shift, if he gets it down, he's safe.
They're not defending it, so you don't have to be real tricky. You don't have to, wait and drop it down late. You can show early, and unfortunately, he just wasn't able to pull the bat back in time.
Two and two.
And then the other piece of it is you get a couple of those down, and obviously the advanced scouts are taking notes, and everybody, when they do their prep work for a series against you, are going to go, this guy will bunt, and he'll even bunt with 2 strikes, so we might have to defend it, and that might open up the infield a little bit for him.
Just missed the inside corner. The 3-2 is inside. Zagunis walks.
Number 5, center fielder,
He's probably had the best swings. I don't think he's going to get another one here.
So that will be it for Smith. The pitching matchup tonight certainly played out the way it looked on paper, as Lester and Smith were both excellent. Pitching change coming. We'll be right back in a 2-2 tie.
When your body pushes back, you push forward with BioFreeze, the secret weapon for fast-acting, powerful pain relief, trusted by athletes, clinical professionals, and now you.
The bullpen options are limited as we head into extra innings. Know where the options aren't limited? The Pizza Ranch Buffet. Endless options for your whole lineup. Right, Jimmy?
You're right there.
There you have it. It's Pizza Ranch for the win.
Oh, you're cash only?
Yes, there's an ATM next door.
Right, but the fees.
Actually, with the BMO Harris Smart Advantage account, you don't pay fees at over 40,000 ATMs nationwide.
Surely there's a monthly fee. The universe is connected by monthly fees.
Not if you go with paperless statements. And in this universe, there's no minimum balance either.
My wisdom rock, you should have it.
Oh, I already got one.
Whoa. Whoa.
That feeling you get when you can bank without fees? That's the BMO effect.
The toast of the game is presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. We're going to give it to the starting pitchers tonight, Lester and Smith. Binny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. Let's see, 2 left-handed starters. I think you had a hand in this.
Yeah, this was good stuff. Obviously a tough night to hit with the conditions, cold wind blowing in, but 2 guys that were really outstanding on the mound tonight. Lester has been on quite a roll, Smith as well, and now Austin Bryce comes out of the fish tank for the 8th time.
A call to the pen brought to you by BioFreeze. Fast-acting, powerful pain relief the Cubs use to feel no limits.
Walker comes in on the double switch. He'll bat ninth.
Short lead at first by Zagunis. Albert able to keep the barrel back even though the hands came through. It's 1-1.
Slider to get started here. That's a pitch he'll throw a lot, almost as often as he throws his fastball. He was born in Hong Kong, the first major league player ever born in Hong Kong.
Popped up. You could hear Albert in disgust. Castro makes the catch, and the Cubs done in the 7th. We head off to the 8th in a 2-2 tie.
You're watching Cubs baseball on NBC Sports Chicago, presented by Wintrust.
Hi, sweetie. For Mother's Day this year, I just want to let you know, forget the cards and the flowers. All I really want is a daughter-in-law. Or bracelets.
Get engaged this Mother's Day, or get Mom a bracelet. Jared.
When it's time to head out, sometimes your last Miller Lite has a way of becoming your second to last. Miller Lite. Hold true.
A whole lot of truck for your buck. That's the Ford F-150 STX. Tons of payload, torque, best-in-class towing, loads of style with a bold appearance package, and smart tech too. Now, all for one great price. F-150 STX. That's bang for your buck. Get F-150 STX with 0% financing for 72 months or lease one for $239. Hurry to get yours while supplies last.
At Menards, nobody beats our prices on everything for your perfect backyard. The Taylor patio set comes with 4 swivel rocker chairs and a tempered glass dining table. It's $399. Grill, smoke, bake, and more with this Pit Boss 8-in-1 pellet grill. Just $579.99. The Canyon Creek Dining Collection Seat 6 with luxurious cushioned chairs. It's $599. This 10x12 Concord steel roof gazebo adds shade and shelter to any space. It's $999.98. Plus, a Menards gift card is perfect for Mother's Day.
Save big money at Menards.
We are back, contemplating a trip here to Wrigley Field. Well, on nights and weekends, the Cubs offer free remote parking and shuttle services. For all games, the Cubs offer free bike check. That's located by the Addison Red Line Station, and Pace Express service buses from Hillside and Rolling Meadows. For details, Cubs.com/transportation.
Here's Brad Brock working in the 8th inning. A scoreless 8 last night. Leadoff walk, got a double play ball. Did not give up a hit. And he faces Alfaro. Inside, ball 1.
Fastball, slider, changeup for Brock. Nice.
Well, it's only May the 7th, but a lot of movement in the standings possible here. Cardinals are down 11-1 in the 9th, so if the Cubs win this game, likely to be in first place. If they don't, Milwaukee's got a 6-0 lead in the 8th. They could end up in 3rd. Tightly packed atop the NL Central currently.
Pirates entered play today 3 games back, a game better than 500. They've had to deal with a lot of injuries, most recently Jamison Tyone going on the IL with elbow issues.
Swing and a miss. He got him. That brings up Castro, who snapped an 0 for 29 with an infield hit his last time up.
It's got a lot of weapons. Fastball averages 93. A good slider, and the changeup is maybe his best pitch. It's a little bit unique in that he uses 2 secondary pitches a good amount. You know, a lot of guys come out of the bullpen, essentially 2-pitch pitchers, and will show a 3rd pitch just once in a great while. Brock will make pretty good use of both his slider and his changeup. He was a 42nd round pick of the Padres back in 2008.
That is a strike. It's 2-1.
1,274 were selected before Brad. And he's gone on to have a very good major league career.
Cold night here at the ballpark. But those guys came prepared. 3-1 to Starlin. Here it is. Backhanded Baez. Sets, throws, and gets him. Think you know your favorite sports teams? Join NBC Sports Chicago tomorrow at 5 for a taping of Beer Money at Halftime Bar and Grill in Johnsburg. Contestants get a free t-shirt and a chance for cash. Beer Money presented by Coors Light. Swing and a miss by Rojas. 1 for 3 in the ball game. And the go-ahead RBI groundout in the 9th inning last night, and with his 4th inning single this evening, he's hit in 11 of 12 games. Good on Kyle Ryan for facing the music after the game. He met the media and said, "I froze" on that play in the 9th inning when Neil Walker got caught between 3rd and home. Ryan looked at the runner and then threw to first. Said he knew the situation. He froze. Felt horrible about it. Said it'll take time, but eventually I'll get over it.
Suspect he's over it already. Baseball being baseball, and especially for guys that come out of the bullpen, you have to have a short memory, be able to turn the page. It's a good reminder too for the catcher and the infielders. When a guy comes out of the bullpen working in a high leverage situation, not necessarily in the flow of the game, there's a lot going on out there in his mind. It's a good idea to check in every now and then. Hey, we got 1st and 3rd here. You know, if you got a sure double play, go ahead and turn it. But priority is preventing that run from scoring. You know, whatever the game situation is, just to have that conversation.
Well, that's why infielders and outfielders tell each other how many outs there are. You might say, you know, there are only 3 outs in an inning. It's not that hard to remember, but just constant reminders.
Pre-plan.
We're all human beings. Swing and miss. Brad Brock works a 1-2-3 8th inning. Cubs have Bryant, Rizzo, and Baez coming up in the bottom of the 8th and a tie.
TripAdvisor named us the best airline in North America. Because we do everything differently on purpose. For one purpose. You. You're the reason we fly to 100 destinations and why we don't charge you fees to change your flight or check 2 bags. You. Over 134 million of you chose to fly Southwest last year. That's what matters most to us.
All right, boys, time for bed. Listen to your mom, knuckleheads. Hand them over.
Hand what over?
Video games, whatever you got. Let's go. You can watch videos of people playing video games in the morning.
Is that everything?
I can see who's online. I'm gonna sweep the sofa fort. Well, look what I found.
Take control of your Wi-Fi with Xfinity X5.
Let's roll!
Now that's simple, easy, awesome. Get started with Xfinity Internet and TV for $40 a month for 12 months. Plus, upgrade to get more than double the speed. Click, call, or visit a store today.
Hey, who are you? Oh, hey, Jeff, I'm a car thief. What? I'm here to steal your car because, well, that's my job. What? 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 It happens. And if you got cut rate car insurance, paying for this could feel like getting robbed twice. So get Allstate. And be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Hi, I'm David Kaplan with a Cubs studio update. The freshest edition of the Cubs Talk podcast will feature exclusive interviews with David Bodie, Benton Zobrist, and Starlin Castro. Don't miss it. Download and subscribe to the Cubs Talk podcast today. Now back to Wrigley. Leonard, JD, bring it home, boys.
All right, Cap, thank you. Bryce to Bryant. Outside.
Crowd him with a fastball. Missed his spot badly, but got away with it. That's what Sergio Romo tried to do to him last night when he hit it out on Waveland.
Well, that ball was massacred. Chris. Cubs haven't had many chances with runners in scoring position tonight. 0 for 3. The Marlins 2 for 11. So they've had a little more of the what-if game this evening. Runner at third, nobody out in the 5th, did not score. 2 on in the 6th. Didn't get a run. That's hooked foul. Maybe the play of the game, though, came in the bottom of the 6th when Brian Anderson nailed Baez trying to stretch a single into a double. To third, Birdie scoops.
Folks, watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At-Bat Premium, allowing you to stream live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions do apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Got an equipment issue. Alfaro over near the Marlins dugout, and it's a mask malady.
In the early days of baseball, they didn't have equipment. They didn't wear a mask. They stood way behind the plate and handled the ball on a bounce.
Well, catchers and goalies. Down the middle on a curve. 1 strike on Anthony Rizzo. 2-2 in the 8th. Wyatt on a change.
Anthony really in the sweet spot. Now that Chris Bryant has started to heat up, he's in between Bryant and Baez. So in these late game situations, you see a few more right-handers than he would otherwise.
Big swing and a miss. 1-2. The wind typically shifts over the course of 3 or 4 hours on any given day or night. Tonight it's been pretty consistent, blowing kind of the northeast at a pretty good clip. Two serve is fouled. We will try it again. You see A.J. Pollock is going to miss a bunch of time. He's got an infection in his elbow. He's had a real tough time staying on the field in his last few years. And a lot of
funky stuff.
Yeah. Swing and a miss to strike him out.
Speaking of funky stuff, this Bryce kid's got some interesting stuff. Different arm angle, kind of, I don't know that I'd call it sidearm, but it's close to sidearm. That one sure was. He dropped down and spun that backdoor breaking ball. He always comes to the rubber from the first base side of the mound. He's got this little pattern he does. His little steps into it, plants his foot, and away he goes. It's always from the side, the first base side of the mound, not back behind the rubber.
Well, it was the 8th inning on Saturday, and Baez hit a big home run that ultimately beat the Cardinals. It was off John Brebbia. Chop that one foul.
It's kind of a modified Mad Hungarian he's got going. Folks of a certain age will remember Al Hrabosky, Cardinal Royal reliever, and he would go behind the mound and psych himself up and then slam the ball into his glove and sprint up there to the rubber. And Bryce always off to the side there, having a little pep talk. Not as animated as Hrabosky, but somewhat similar.
We see Al all the time when we go to St. Louis. And on the hands, and hit on a play. Fidrich, the late Mark Fidrich, took the American League by storm in the mid-70s with the Tigers. Used to talk to the baseball.
Oh yeah, man, he was a joy to watch.
Unfortunately, his career didn't last very long. Arm trouble. Still remembered very fondly by fans of a certain age.
Wasn't he on the cover of Sports Illustrated
Yes,
with Big Bird from Sesame Street?
Driven deep, but off the glove of Anderson again. Baez on his way to second. And this time he makes it. Anderson got a glove on it, but he didn't haul it in. What a rocket.
Yeah, well struck again. The wind, the cold weather, I think, influencing this play. Otherwise, Anderson was able to secure that ball, but give Baez credit for really smoking it. Doug Glanville talks a lot about that play in the outfield when the outfielder has to reach across his face, impeding the vision a little bit.
24th extra base hit leading the majors. It's a double. Contreras will be intentionally walked. Right in the heart of the glove. David Bodie.
The leather's just not as supple on a cold night. Still don't think that's a hit. I think that has to be an error.
Yeah, it was right in the pocket. It was not the easiest play, but very catchable. Here's Bodie. Outside for ball one.
Well, here we go again with David Bodie. Chance to deliver a potential game winner. He has a knack.
Just about got hit. Swing and a miss. Good sinker below the hands. And below the barrel, too.
Yep, one of those chasers keeps moving down and in. So we went from Smith, the lefty who liked to elevate, to Bryce, the righty who likes to sink it.
Go-ahead runners at second. That's Baez. Contreras at first. 2 outs. 2-2. Missed on a high curve. It's full. Runners take off on a bounce played by Castro. Had a little side spin on it, but he makes the play. And we will head to the 9th inning. It is a 2-2 tie from Wrigley Field in Chicago.
Is that a Wendy's Frosty?
Yeah, and right now they're only 50 cents.
The 50-cent Frosty is back. So if you need your Frosty fix, we got you.
I like chillaxin'. The United Explorer card makes things easy. Traveling lighter. Taking a shortcut. Woo! Taking a breather. Rewarded.
Learn more at theexplorercard.com.
Ah, yes. The weekend. So, are you and your friends going to pop the top on some light beers after an exercise-a-thon? Where you spend all day doing some sort of epic hiking, biking, rollerblading thing? No. You got real work to do, involving fire and smoke and throwing back another Shiner Light Blonde. And that is the only thing you're sweating.
We're here in this auto graveyard to demonstrate a remarkable car polish. New Finish, the once-a-year car polish. Simply wipe it on and just wipe it off. It's that easy. And look, New Finish restored a deep, hard shine even to this weather-beaten car. We polished this car with New Finish and ran it through 52 car washes. Even after heavy-duty detergents and powerful scrubbing, the water still beads. So get New Finish.
Available at Advance Auto, Target, Home Depot, Walgreens, AutoZone, Walmart, and other leading stores.
Get ready for an exciting Cubs finish. Brought to you by New Finish Car Polish and the #1 rated scratch remover, Scratch Doctor.
Just like we promised, it's time for the Miller Lite Hold True moment. This was the play earlier. A single for Baez as Anderson could not haul it in, but he made a perfect throw. Great tag by Rojas to get him. That was in the 6th, and then in the 8th. Another one off the leather and right. This time a double for Javi. Here's Steve Cishek, a former Marlin. 9th inning, 2-2.
7-8-9 due for the Marlins here in the 9th. Neil Walker is in the 9 hole. He came in the double switch. 16th appearance for Cishek. 0-1 with a .360.
John Birdie. 1-1. Cishek works from the stretch exclusively, and he just struck out Birdie on a high fastball.
Two perfect innings from Kinsler and Brock. Each went 3 up, 3 down with a couple of strikeouts.
Pitch to Galloway, slider for a strike. Royals blew out the Astros 12-2 tonight. In Houston, Duffy over McHugh. Jorge Soler hit his 9th home run.
Good for Jorge. I like to see him have a big year.
Galloway went. 2 down. Brings up Neil Walker. Veteran switch hitter. Base hit out into left. Walker 2 for 2 in the series. Chatwood on the left is the righty. Ryan on the right, the southpaw. It's Lester Strode in the background.
He's a southpaw too.
Yep. Man on, 2 down. Anderson, first pitch swinging, bounces to Rizzo. Cubs with a chance to win it in the bottom of the 9th. Jason Hayward due to lead off.
Hi, welcome to Honda.
I'm looking for a car with style. I was thinking the Civic.
I'm interested in the smart tech features that the Civic offers.
I hear the Civic has some serious sports car vibes.
The Civic has distinctive exterior styling. It now comes standard with our Honda Sensing Safety and Driver Assist features. And with the Civic Sport Trim model, you'll get 18-inch alloy wheels, plus Android Auto integration. Enjoy.
So what did you guys do this weekend?
You got a Civic too?
The Civic from Honda, a car to truly match your style. Hello world, here's the dance that we're doing.
Come on, get healthy.
Put your heart into getting out and moving.
to keep us healthy.
Don't miss a beat. With the region's largest heart program, Advocate connects you to the highest quality care. Let's make healthy happen.
Sharing a moment gets everybody cruising.
Come on, get healthy. Come on, get healthy.
Summer's here, and with a great deal on a new Toyota, you can do all the things that make the season so much fun. Like go biking, Mother's Day, glamping, graduations, music festivals, motocross, zip lining!
Right now, get $2,000 customer cash on a sporty new 2019 Corolla. Hurry in today or visit buyatoyota.com for more great deals.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
Now the Cubs' upcoming schedule brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, part of the Bob LaCourcio Auto Group. Night game tomorrow. Getaway day for the Marlins on Thursday to wrap up the season series. And then a big weekend for the Cubs. They welcome in the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah, it should be a fun weekend. First things first, got to take care of the Marlins here, who picked up a one-run win last night, and tough and tight here tonight as we go to the bottom of the ninth. Adam Conley, we saw him last night. He has a high ERA, but he's got really good stuff. Can hit around a bit. 19 hits in 12 2/3. That's a .339 batting average against.
Lefties getting him more than righties in the early part of the year. And lefties to start it. Hayward, Schwarber, and then a pinch hitter if needed.
And, probably, especially the left-handed at-bats against him, probably a very small sample and probably some very competent hitters, because he looks like he'd be a handful for a left-handed hitter. Throws 98 miles an hour, a lot of arms and legs, tough angles.
Lefties 14 out of 30. Righties 5 for 26. Former starter. He was 92 to 95. Now he's 96, 98. But he's down 3-0 to Hayward.
Yeah, and don't take all the way here, Jason. Create a little traffic. I'll put him in a box. One pitch, one spot. If you get it, let it go.
Conley has done both in his career, starting and relieving. I talked to him today. He said he likes this role the most. He just walked the leadoff man. And it brings up Schwarber.
This has to be frustrating for Don Mattingly. You bring the lefty in with a couple left-handed batters scheduled. The last thing you want to see is a free pass. Well, maybe not the last thing. You'd rather not see Hayward circling the bases with a game-winning home run, but you get the idea.
Schwarber takes a strike. Birdie, the third baseman, is in on the grass. Typically teams overshift against Schwarber to the right. You've got to be a little more honest with a runner at first, and the fact that Kyle tried to bunt his last time up, and you want to take that away from him here.
Schwarber so far this year much improved against left-handed pitching, and it started way back in spring training, and showing an inclination to shoot the ball to left field.
Conley set at the belt, short lead by Hayward, and a good pass at it by Schwarber. He fouled it. 1-2. Hayward not getting a good read on Conley's move. His first action was back toward the bag when Conley lifted his leg. Fly ball to left field.
Tag up.
Granderson will not have a play.
Yeah, that's a tough read for a base runner on first base, especially on a windy night. You can see some funky things happen in the corner down there. If that were to elude Granderson, you know, if he goes halfway, he might score. And I think Hayward played it just right. He kind of drifted, watched it, read it, saw that he was starting to settle under it, so he got back and was in position to tag in advance had Granderson made a catch.
Well, you can usually count on Jason to make the right decision. He's a very heads-up base runner. And this time going back was the right call because Conley threw over.
Much to the dismay of the partisans in the crowd here.
Yep.
They did not like that.
Home fans do not like visiting pitchers throwing to first. That's true in every ballpark.
Just get on with it, man.
A little better lead by Hayward. The pitch. Another foul. Lead and the stolen base success rate based on the lead, brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. He got hit. Did he swing at it? No. First and second, nobody out.
Here's another lefty, and it's Daniel Descalso. Conley's going to have to figure this out. And the Cubs are going to walk him off here. Well, maybe not. Maybe Mattingly will make the move. But they're going to challenge.
Yep, he's going to challenge the hit by pitch. You think it did? This should be our best look.
Yeah, it would change direction right there. Yeah.
Left back, that back wrist.
This may be a challenge to buy somebody time to get ready in the bullpen. And maybe just to slow the moment down a little bit for Conley. He's trying to ice the crowd. He's trying to take the crowd out of it. See the little change of direction.
And he will stay at first. So a walk and a hit batter. And the pinch hitter is Daniel Descalso. Mel Stottlemyre Jr., the pitching coach, will head to the mound before the at-bat. Brian Butterfield will walk over and talk with Descalso. The chess match has begun.
If the Cubs end up winning this game by 1 run, it will be because they have great character and they know how to win.
That's right. We were talking about 1-run decisions earlier.
The team with the best record in the league in 1-run games is the San Francisco Giants. They're 9-2 in 1-run affairs. They're 15-20 overall. no correlation between one-run wins and good teams.
So corner men are in. Hedging their bets in the middle. Would like to turn two. Descalzo bunts. And the throw will go to first.
He made the wrong play.
Do you think he had him at third?
I think he had a shot at him, and I think this is a situation where you've got to take a shot. I mean, it's sometimes it's a tough throw to commit to. Yeah, I thought he did. A left-handed pitcher doesn't have to turn to make that throw to third base. I mean, he gets on in good shape. Yeah, he's got him.
So,
but if you don't feel comfortable making the throw, you're better off spinning and throwing to first base.
Not at this point going to walk Almora. Second and third, one out. Winning run at third. That's Hayward. Inside on a fastball. Outfielders have to play shallow.
Well, you could justify another man in the infield here too with Albert, who hits the ball on the ground a lot. He's had a nice night. Homer, a single. Likes the ball up. He likes the heater.
Alfaro just saved the game for at least another pitch. Hefty home run. Coming up after this. This tied it in the bottom of the third off Caleb Smith.
Into a tough wind. Second home run of the year for Albert.
Ground ball. Throw to the plate. Out. Rojas to Alfaro. They get Hayward. 2 down. Fielder's choice for Almora. It'll be up to Bryant.
Solid contact, but right to the Rojas drawn in. Hayward tries to go for the back corner. Alfaro does a nice job. Catch tag.
Well, this is interesting. They are doing the overshift against Bryant. And if ever there were a time to maybe think about guiding one into right, this feels like that time. We had a game when Corey Hart was a Brewer. I don't know if you were working with me, but it was a similar deal maybe 5-6 years ago, and it looked like he purposely just tried to roll one into right. He was a dead pull ground ball hitter. And ended up, I believe, winning the game.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to commit to as a hitter because you're basically changing your entire swing and swing path.
See Walker pulling way off first. So they're going to basically give Almora second, which doesn't really matter. Let's take away a force play, and Albert did not go. Ball one on Bryant. And Will Venable talking with Albert.
And this with Anthony on deck, left-handed hitter, this may be a pitch around situation. And it's pick your poison, right? If you're the Marlins.
Yeah.
You have the platoon advantage by facing Rizzo, but you're not gaining a whole lot, if anything.
Schwarber the winning run. 90 feet away. 2 outs, 9th inning. Almora runs. Bryant in the air deep. Is it enough? It's gone! Ball game over!
So much for a one-run win. It's a three-run win. Chris Bryant delivers another long ball. Man, is he starting to really heat up. Pick
What
your
a
poison.
blast.
Yeah. Who do you want to face, Bryant or Rizzo? Well, let's try KB. Well, not so much this time. KB goes kaboom.
There were some balls hit really well tonight. Our Ford home run replay that didn't get out. This one did. So he's homered in 3 consecutive games. And a nice W to even up the series at a game apiece. Let's go down to the field. It's our On the Diamond interview presented by James and Sons Fine Jewelers.
All right, guys, we're on pause. The Gatorade's ready, but Chris is saying it's too cold. What do you think? Here, I'm going to back away. All right, we'll make this quick. Chris, I know it was a slow start for you this season, but for you to come through in a moment like that, get the walk-off win tonight, how good does this feel?
So good. I mean, I feel like I've been pretty locked in the last couple weeks. The results weren't always there, but the swings were, the approach was there. That was just awesome.
What's been the difference for you in those last couple weeks?
Just a matter of trusting my work, having faith in what I do each and every day. Yeah. I'm cold, my body's...
Your brain's freezing right now.
They've punched me so many times, but it feels so good.
You've won 10 of your last 13. This team last night had a little bit of a hiccup, but so many guys today said, you know what, this is sustainable. What we're doing right now is playing good baseball. Explain that for us.
Yeah, I mean, I just think when the pitchers aren't doing it, the hitters are picking them up and vice versa. So I think if we continue that, we're going to surprise a lot of people. We just got to keep it up. I mean, I feel good about this team, feel good about where we're going. So there's a lot to be excited about.
Chris, we appreciate it. Go warm up. Guys, James and Sons Fine Jewelers has made a $250 donation to the Mercy Home for Boys and Girls.
Thank you, Kelly. It's one of the things I love about Chris. He just said, yeah. He's so genuine. It's awesome.
Yeah.
What a game.
And he just flipped his jersey up into the crowd. Somebody got
even
very
better.
lucky.
Please join us again Thursday, 12:30 for our pregame coverage. Final game of this series against the Marlins. For JD, for Doug, for Kelly, our entire NBC Sports Chicago crew here at Wrigley. Len Casper with your final. Cubs 5, Marlins 2. Up next, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Post-game live. Follow additional coverage on the My Teams app.
All right, now that is how you win a baseball game. Welcome into our post-game show brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Doug Glanville, David DeJesus, I'm David Kaplan. Wow.
Wow.
That's a wow.
That's a wow. We were waiting for Chris Bryant to have that moment, and what a great shot. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. He's starting to get hot, and you see it, just him squaring pitches up, driving the ball in the first inning, and that walk-off homer, man. Those are exciting. Those are fun. And you just see that excitement of not just himself, the team getting out there and dousing him with water after water. That's just fun stuff, man.
No, they wanted to remind him, like, you know, he's so critical to this team's success. And, you know, they had an opportunity to pitch to Rizzo, and they said, no, we're going after Chris Bryant, MVP. And I think he sort of turned the tides around. As he said, he's hit the ball really well the last couple weeks.
Yeah, he is locked in. All right, we'll take you through all the highlights. Cubs post-game live. Joe Madden's going to be on. We'll have all of it for you. Don't go anywhere. This was a fun one. Cubs win. We'll be right back.
Just a grilling, chilling. My favorite kind of time killing. No running.
Applebee's Bigger, Bolder Grill Combos. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
I'm Christina Stumble, and I chose the Spark Cash Card from Capital One. With unlimited 2% cash back on everything I buy, why wouldn't I get this card? I redeemed $115,000 in cash back, which doubled our marketing budget last summer. What's in your wallet?
My experience with USA Air has been excellent. They really appreciate the military family, and it really shows.
With all that USA offers, why go with anybody else? We know their rates are good. We know that they're always going to take care of us.
It was an instant savings, and I should have changed a long time ago.
It was funny because when we would call another insurance company, they would say, oh, we can't be USAA.
We're the Weber family.
We're the Tennies.
We're the Hells, and we're USAA members for life.
Get your USAA auto insurance quote today.
At American Sail, we're known for having the best selection of pools, patio furniture, hot tubs, and grills. Everything you need for your outdoor fun. More importantly, it's the quality of the products we sell, and our product experts can answer any of your questions. And right now, during our Memorial Day sales event, you can save up to 50% and pay no interest for 4 years. And you'll always get our lowest price guarantee. American Sail. For 60 years, we've been helping you bring the fun home.
Life is just as powerful as the Lexus RX. As many safety features as the RX, and newer, the Lexus RX has met its match.
If they're talking about you, you must be doing something right. Experience the style, craftsmanship, and technology that have made the RX the leading luxury SUV of all time. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Cubs baseball on NBC Sports Chicago is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers, as reliable as the cars themselves. Xfinity. Stay connected to your team with Xfinity, the official internet provider for the Chicago Cubs. And by Wintrust, home of the Cubs checking. Visit wintrust.com/Cubs to open today. This is Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois.
More runs. Bryant in the air deep. Is it enough? It's gone! Ball game over! Cubs win! Cubs win!
That is how you win a baseball game and send everybody to bed tonight. Very happy if you're a Cubs fan. Cubs win 5-2. 5-7-2 is a whole lot better than 2-9-0. Cubs now 20-13, and by virtue of St. Louis's loss, they're back in first place. Miami Marlins fall to 10-25. Cishek 1-1 over Conley 1-4. Hello and welcome to Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois with David DeJesus, Doug Glanville. I'm David Kaplan. I got a stat here that Inside Edge, it's an analytical service I subscribe to. Chris Bryant is slugging .645, 71 total bases and 110 at-bats against a left-handed pitcher since the start of last season. That's the fourth best mark of any hitter in all of baseball. The league average, 200 points less.
That's why I'm like, in that situation, if I'm the Marlins, I bring a righty to face an Albert Almora and Chris Bryant. Why do you think they left him in the game?
You walk Chris Bryant and go, I'll pitch to Rizzo with 97 Alex Conley.
Exactly. I don't get it, but hey, it came back to bite him, but he's not missing fastballs now. That's the thing with Chris. Early on, fouling it back, just missing it. Now those hands are staying short to the baseball, and he's driving it.
And you think about one of his main strengths is working the strike zone, understanding the zone very well. and he's been able to zone up, and his zone seems to match up well against the actual strike zone. And now he's hitting those pitches with power, with backspin that are in the heart of his zone. And, you know, the results are there.
Yeah, I just don't, again, Anthony's a great hitter as well. But Chris has shown the last 2 days he's hit home runs. In the 8th inning to win a game, or to put the game away, a grand slam. He hit the home run in the 9th yesterday. I'm like, yeah, he's pretty locked in. I'll go hard-throwing lefty against lefty as opposed to lefty against righty.
Exactly, and lefty, the guy has 97 and then a hard, sharp slider as well. Those are two tough pitches for a lefty that you don't see as many lefties as Chris Bryant sees righties. So it's just, I don't know, it's one of those decisions Mattingly had to really,
All right, let's look at our Gerber Collision and Glass play of the game. We know what that is. 2016 MVP, Christopher Bryant. His 3rd career walk-off home run, 101 exit velocity, 404 feet. That ball smoked. That ball is a smash shot out. Cubs win. Everybody goes home happy.
Cutting through the wind, too. You know, the wind's definitely blowing. He was trying to hold it, but when you get in a low trajectory like that and just square it up, man, there's nothing better than that feeling of coming around third base and you seeing your teammates jumping for joy and ready to pound you like Chris was talking about. They threw some good body shots to him, but those are all worth it, that's for sure.
Yeah, he said the boys were punching him pretty good. They soaked him with the water and the ice. It was a cool moment.
Yeah, it's the beatdown, they call it.
Right. The beatdown.
The beatdown. And you pay, but it's pain that you welcome.
Yeah,
you know, It's like a great workout or something. So, you know, look great.
Right, there you go. Now for our BioFreeze player performance, the fast-acting, powerful pain relief the Cubs use to feel no limits. John Lester got into some trouble in a couple innings, but able to wriggle off the hook and ended up with a very, very solid line. 6 innings, 2 runs, both unearned, no walks, 6 strikeouts, 109 pitches, 70 per strike. So Dougie, his ratio good. He's around the plate just enough. And I thought he threw the ball again exceptionally well.
Yeah, since he's come back from the IL, he's really shown his value again. Just the ability to end the losing streaks, to find ways to pitch efficiently. He doesn't beat himself because he throws strikes. He works the count, and he's aggressive. He doesn't give away any pitches. So that's exactly what they need, especially after yesterday's loss, where they basically gave the game away. The mistakes caught up to him. He was able to right the ship, and that's what Lester has brought for years, earning every penny of that contract.
His ERA is now down to 1.41 on the season.
I mean, it's fun to watch him. He's just going east to west right now because he has that cutter cutting in on right-handed hitters and then backdooring on right-handed hitters as well. So he's just all over the plate. He's mixing in that four-seam up in the zone, getting hitters to swing underneath it, and he's just pitching. He's just being himself, having fun out there, and like I keep saying, he's been better since that injury. He's under control, he knows how to use his legs, and he's just being smart and efficient with his pitches.
All right, Lester was pretty good, but so was Marlins starter, their ace, Caleb Smith. Fish may have found themselves a great pitcher. And this guy puts up real quality numbers. The new career high in strikeouts for Caleb Smith tonight, 11, and he can hold his head high. He pitched a hell of a game.
Well, you mentioned fish, and that's when he kind of throws that dead fish up there. And it's almost a heavy ball with not a lot of velocity. You know, you talk about his spin rate being high, but he located in and out with multiple pitches. So they were off balance the entire night. At one point, he, 5 in a row, he rattled off strikeouts. So, you know, looks like a bright future for him. And no question, they weren't exactly able to square him up. They just had enough runs at the end to pull it off.
Yeah, and you, JD, were talking about all game long, that backspin keeps that fastball up on the line, and he was just getting guys swinging underneath that four-seam fastball up in the zone, and then he was putting the guys away with that slider that he had great command with. He was dotting that outside away corner or inside to righties, and when he's going like that, this guy, he's showing that this guy can be a #1 for the Marlins for the future.
No question. Time for our James & Sons Fine Jewelers Fielding Gem. Okay, we usually look for a diving catch. This is top and fourth, Miguel Rojas leading off. It's a fair ball. The ball boy thinks it's foul. That ball's clearly fair.
Yeah.
Ball boy goes, I got it. Don't worry about it, Jason. I got this one. And he throws it and gives it to a fan.
I don't think he still knows
he
that
just
it
followed through. He's like,
Now he's going to look back and go, what?
There's that moment.
Wait a minute.
Are you kidding?
What are you talking
What
about?
do you mean it was fair? That ball's clearly fair.
Yeah, and look at the umpire. That's another telltale sign of how fair it is.
Do you think it was a good call that they sent him back to first base? It looked like Hayward had it.
I thought it was a bold call. They sent him back, and they said, nope, he would not been at second base. I mean, clearly when you see the replay of how the ball's ricocheting, Hayward's almost on top of the ball, and he's barely at first base. So
that poor guy is going, I'm a dead man.
I'm going to make the blooper reels, for sure.
It is what
you got to at least field it cleanly. Come on,
exactly.
It's okay. Field it cleanly.
At least he didn't fall. Time to hear from Joe Madden, the Cubs manager, brought to you by Comcast Business, built for business.
So cold game, but certainly hot ending. That'd be very gratifying.
It is. I'm really happy for KB. He's been working so hard. He's really rebounding well right now. We the whole game, just little foul balls that just go out of play that we need. Foul balls that stay in play that they need. It was just one of those, again, just like a repetition of last night. Johnny Lester, really good. We just didn't make plays. Johnny Lester could have pitched another 2 innings had we made some plays. So it was one of those nights. We hung in there. We got the big knock when it was necessary, and that's it, man. So team win, absolutely a team win. And give the Marlins credit for really battling hard, and Caleb Smith did a wonderful job for them.
This really has been building for Bryant, so has it?
Yeah. Yeah, he's been doing better. I mean, the games on the West Coast, Arizona, what was before Arizona? So, yeah, but that West Coast really, but I think the West Coast trip got him right. Just hitting the ball a lot more consistently hard. And with that, his confidence is going up. And that's the big thing with him and a lot of young hitters. I mean, confidence matters. It always matters. And if he's hitting the ball in the barrel more frequently, which he is, and that was some pretty good velocity right there. I didn't see the number on it. I mean, the actual pitch. His confidence will continue to grow.